Hey guys, my name is Philip Brett Anderson. Who am I, you might ask? I'm a fun-loving, goofy, strong both physically and mentally, exuberant and caring human being. I love the limelight, however, I can slow down to listen to somebody and help them through their problems easy. I call myself the resolver because if I can cause an accidental problem with a person, I can try all I can do to fix the problem and to be friends with them as I am with many people. That is only if, however, that person deserves to have their problem solved. You'll learn more about that later. I am indeed the baby of the family, and what that says about me normally is that I'm babied, and that I'm terrible with money, and that I normally am not smarter than the firstborn. Actually, I for one pretty much agree with the negative rap we get. However, although my sister, the firstborn, is very smart, I don't really believe she's smarter than me. I think my age and somewhat immaturity counters the fact I don't seem to be as smart as her. I live in the small town of Murrayville, Georgia, and I have a majority of my life. However, all of my mom's side and majority of my dad's lives in the beautiful small hick town of Franklin, North Carolina. In a way, it's sort of my hometown, actually. Every major holiday, such as Easter and Thanksgiving, Christmas, and sometimes even Halloween, I will go up there, and I still do, and you'll understand later why the fact I still do is pretty much a big deal. As a kid, I was a quick learner, really am, and I still am. However, it has to be something I enjoy, something I have a desire or passion for, but more importantly, something I'm good at and understand. In early years, I was a pretty great kid, considering the fact my brother, born multiple years prior to me, was an absolute demon, and still is, to this day, who is soon to be 23 at the end of May. My sister, older than both of us, 27 now, figured that when I came into the world, I was her baby doll. I actually somewhat surprised I don't have anything wrong with me she would wrestle around with me so much. I was pretty good-lucky. I got a lot of attention from everyone, and from being brought into this world on, I was, and still am, a complete mama's boy. Her and my dad were actually a great fun couple. They supported us well in the 90s and kept it all intact pretty well until my brother started high school. Now, brother, see, he played baseball, and soon after going into it, he sort of seemed to be angry and irritated at a lot of things. Soon we found out after a drug test he had fallen into the trap. He was addicted to the high school party life, drinking, snorting, and smoking. Soon enough, we started seeing it around the house, and one day he just popped off on the whole family. Him and my dad battled it out, and he learned his lesson somewhat. Over his time of overall just belittling and dogging of me, my sister, my mother, my dad too, it taught me something. It taught me a very valuable something, for that matter, actually. That something being respect for all who deserve it, and you shall receive it. However, my brother was especially disrespectful towards my mother. Him and her were like oil and water. They never mixed, they never got along. It scarred me pretty deep and changed the way I respect women and people in general. My mother, she's very, very close, and my dad, going into my brother's junior and senior years, seemed to put up for Nick, even when doing something so meant hurting his wife in the long run. This caused tension between my parents, me and my sister. We practically anymore don't really respect him. He's stolen, ridiculed, and established a burning bridge over the many years. Eventually, my sister found a devoted boyfriend she had known since high school, and they hit it off really well. They moved in with each other 2 or 3 years ago, and I've been happy ever since. However, on my part and my mom's, we still weren't happy. My dad was an alcoholic, and my brother was a scumdag that my dad pictured to be one of his best friends. So on November the 8th, 2011, for my sake and my mom's, we had to uproot from the home I had lived in all my life, so we could finally live in peace without all the BS and dysfunction there. I was now a victim of divorce. My biggest influences that show nature and nurture, in all honesty, would have to be the 3 most important women in my life. My grandmother, aka Mimi, on my mom's side, of course. The close side we visit almost every holiday. My mom, who is a great worker and excellent example of a single parent, and my sister, who has helped me combat any obstacle while at the same time being cool and like a best friend. Mimi is a very witty person. She's very creative and funny. I never really considered her funny, though, until the past year or two. As I grow up, I realize all of the weird innuendos she uses and the pervertedness she can crack me up with. It's weird when you're finally old enough to understand it. However, when you reach about teen years, it's funny, and we can bounce off of each other with it. I think I get my humor, my wit, and my creativity from her. When we were children, she would actually make us books out of colorful paper and an ink pen. This included illustrations all made by her. The books taught us things too, stuff like seasons, different dates, and stuff about animals, but some were just for fun. My mom, she's my guardian. She has raised me right ever since I was brought onto the earth, and she in fact made me majority of the man I am today. Me and my dad never really had much of a bond, so when she can be a good enough mother to hold a bond with me, support me and her on her own, and still get me extra expenses all the while considering my thoughts and feelings, yeah, that means a lot. My sister too, she's a vent for me. She's like a best friend you can relate to a whole lot more than you could with just anybody, because she actually has been there and witnessed everything that you have. And she's been adult enough to tell you up front exactly what's going on and why in fact it is happening. I love them all, and they shine through me nearly every day. They're really good influences. I believe my personal legend is to reach out to all people, especially teens struggling with family problems. Now I know my life isn't horrible, but it indeed makes me see the positive side in things and helps me handle situations rapidly and effectively. I want to reach out to these kids through an online counseling service that I would make, that lets me interact with them easily and affordably. It would be non-profit, but then after college, when I would get a degree in psychotherapy and possibly a minor in business of some sort, I would want to own my own therapeutic office where I could continue my online works but allow kids to schedule appointments to come in and talk. While reaching out to these kids at the same time, I would like to find certain traits and likes that they show, I guess. Then take them to events and doings that they would enjoy and that would relate to all of what I've learned about them. This would show them at the same time how it parallels to whatever problem they have. It will take a lot, I believe, but it is possible if I'm really devoted. My influential literary work would have to be The Outsiders, most likely. We read it last year in 9th grade lit. I love that book. It actually made me cry. It shows how family dysfunction has been around for a long time and that everybody has it. It shows how you can all support each other in a time of need and that no matter what goes wrong in everyone's life, your peers are always here to back you up and protect you. Also, my influential movie, so to speak, would have to be 50-50, that new movie that came out about 2 years ago with Seth Rogen. Not only is it funny, but it got me into the idea of becoming a therapist that helps people with their life problems and obstacles. Obstacles would include finances majorly, and my bad procrastination. I would have to work very hard and diligently, however, after achieving what I want, it would really pay off. And these traits would affect my other obstacle, college. My college would have to be a very good yet pretty affordable university. If scholarships allow, I would like to go to UGA as in-state, and if out-of-state was possible, most likely UNC Chapel Hill. If not, Appalachian or Clemson. I need to get good grades and look into all possible financial aid if any of these colleges are in my near future. All estimated expenses I retrieved were made straight from the University of North Carolina Chapel Hill website, www.unc.edu. They're very, very reliable too. For out-of-state tuition on campus is a whopping estimation of $34,304. However, this includes hypothetically your dorm room, books, travel, health insurance, loan fees, and personal items. It was said books would cost anywhere from $2,634 to $3,950 as for out-of-state tuition. This also includes needed supplies. My room on campus, with utilities included, would be about $5,520, and my personal needs averages over one college year would cost about $3,000. This includes food, hygiene products, entertainment, and etc. The campus bus is said to be 50 cents a ride, and a car is estimated to be about $40 to gas a week. However, with the changing gas prices, that can vary. Also, the expenses of the actual car would vary as well based on what you get. I would probably get a part-time job as a chef or waiter at a local restaurant that pays at least $9 an hour, and my cell phone price would vary as well. My personal legend may seem far-fetched, but I think in the long run it will be a great new aid for kids in their ordeals. Especially considered the new rise in technology, it will definitely spark most of my technical influence in reaching out to these kids. Also, when looking at this, it is indeed a career I hope to pursue. I have all my life to do it, so there isn't a rush. However, if I really want to achieve my personal legend, I better start early.